Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You see my camera charger in the background. Don't mind, we need to charge these batteries so we could film this whole video without having to stop. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Or if you guys came from my real estate page, I hope you don't mind. I am gonna pretend that you're not here because if I think about the fact that people on my real estate Instagram are watching this, it's gonna be a lot harder to film. But if I just pretend that I'm talking to my few little YouTube subscriber family we have here, it's gonna be much easier because I'm just much more comfortable on that side of YouTube right now. So, today's video is one that I've been dying to film since I literally got into real estate, but I wanted to just be more comfortable talking about it because literally learning real estate is like learning a new language. It's like all new jargon and it's just, I don't want to not know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. So today, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail and everything else where I advertised it a couple times, I'm going to be talking about my real estate journey. So why I got my license, how I got my license, and then I also asked you guys to send me some questions. So I have a few questions from you guys that I'm going to clear up right now. Well, I'm going to clear them up at the end of the video. So if you guys had questions and you want to see the answers to them, then stay tuned for the end of the video. But I'm going to start at the very beginning of my real estate journey. Now don't worry, it isn't that long yet. So why did I get my license? Hold on, I'm going to open another window and get some more lighting in here. I put the fan on because I'm dying. Okay. Oh, you see the fan on. I hope that's not distracting. Maybe. Why did I get my license? So, for those of you who know me personally, I was at a office admin job at a pest control place, and I worked there with my cousin, and it was great, and I knew too much about the company. I was literally there for like 3 years, was it? Something like that. And I just started to feel like I didn't want to go to work anymore, and if you have a desk job or have had in the past, you know that feeling where a lot of days you just don't want to go to work. So I always knew I was going to get my real estate license. For about 3 years, I kept saying, all right, this summer I'm going to get my license, this summer I'm going to get my license, this summer I'm going to get my license. But I was also a full-time student still. So I attend FIT. For those of you who do not know, Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at the end. So I was like, I can't get my license yet with school. It's just, I'm not going to be able to do real estate with school, or at least not full time. Again, we'll talk about that and how I balance all that a little bit in the end. So I just kept putting it off. So when I was really miserable at my job, I was like, you know what? I should just get an office admin job at a real estate firm or real estate brokerage. That's the right word there. Okay, so I was like, I should just become an office admin at a real estate brokerage. So eventually when I get my license, I'll already know everything, basically like all the ins and outs, because again, it is like learning a new language. I called my aunt. My dad has done real estate my whole life, but I called my aunt because she's still in real estate. She works for Weichert. I don't want to name drop, but she works for Weichert. It's a very popular company, so I don't feel weird name dropping here. But I called her and she's like, actually, my office has an office admin position open. You don't need your license, because I was in that position. That's how I started. And I didn't need my license. And she was best friends with her broker. So she gave me her broker's information, got on the phone with the broker, and she's like, it's so great to meet you. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Your aunt has nothing but good things to say about you. Obviously, I know I have office admin experience, which like I know how to talk on the phone and stuff like that, do paperwork. And at the end of the call, she goes, okay, so we're going to start by getting your real estate license. And I was like, say to my good ear? Like, no. I was like, no, not doing that. So I basically kind of chickened out for a few days. I was like, this obviously isn't what I need right now. Like, I have school, I have too much going on, I have a job, like another job. I have a YouTube channel, obviously, that I'm running, which is actually a full-time job. Never put down a YouTuber that's their job. It's a full-time job, and I'm not getting paid for it. So just know. So I was like, no way, Jose, not doing that. Talked to my dad, I talked to my mom, because again, I have been wanting to do it for so long. And it was about like end of summertime, which is like COVID was still heightened, I guess you would say. It was like still in the peak. But I was staying home a lot. I wasn't in school yet. I think I had like started school by the end of this, but I was like, you know what, let me just do it. I wound up doing the one that was like every other day. It was like Monday, Wednesday, I don't know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it was like 3 days a week, and it was a 6 to 9 class, and I actually used the Weichert school. That was a question at the end. Someone asked, like, send them links and stuff. I truthfully will send you guys links if you guys are interested in real estate and you're like, I just want to start, like, but they don't feel like doing the research. I'll send you the link because I want to encourage everyone to do it. Anyway, I did Weichert School. It was great. I have no complaints. I have nothing to compare it to, which we'll talk about next. So, school went really well, actually. I struggled so much in the finance section. So this is where this video is, like, I put in the title, I believe, like, at 21 years old. This is why this is important. If you're young getting your real estate license, the hardest part is that you probably don't have much experience with these things. I've never bought a house. Some people do, of course. Some people have bought a house at my age, but I've never bought a house. I've taken out student loans, but obviously they're way different than a loan for a house. I've never financed anything, and literally everyone else flew through those chapters. They're like, all right, easy, good, we're done. I was like, can we slow down on the finance? Every chapter we had like quizzes, and I wound up getting like almost 100 on every single quiz. And I'm not bragging here, I'm just telling you guys my experience with it and probably how a lot of people would have an experience. So at the end you take 2 tests for the class, and I believe this is universal for every real estate exam, or every real estate class rather. You take 2 tests at the end, and they're about 100 questions probably. I don't remember the exact number, like a lot of questions obviously. And that's how you pass the class. So the first test is the harder test. There is a second test, which the teachers say is easier. The teachers say, it's not supposed to be, I guess, but they say it's easier, so if you don't pass, just study harder based on the knowledge that you have now. Again, not bragging. I passed my first one. I was so excited. I got to take it online, which of course was a little bit of an advantage, like being in the comfort of my own home. I wasn't as nervous, I guess, but I passed. I think I got like an 88 or something like that. So that was like the best moment of my life, or so I thought, because the best moment was still to come. So then I took the second test. I literally think I took it in bed because I was like, I got this. Took it in like an hour. You have about 3 hours, I think. Took it in like an hour, barely checked my work, and passed that one too with a higher grade. So I was like on top of the world. I passed my real estate exam, my real estate school exam. I don't have my license yet. So basically you do that. Then you have to schedule your exam, which it's a PSI exam is what it's called, and it's just like a state licensing exam. So if you're getting your insurance license, like any license, you'll most likely go through a PSI exam. So I scheduled a PSI exam. It has to be in person. I went to Secaucus for mine. They told us schedule it now because the tests are filling up so fast with COVID, I guess, and everyone was doing classes online now, which, by the way, side note, I should have mentioned this earlier. They used to never offer the class online. You had to go to the class, take the test in person and everything, but with COVID, they started offering it online, which was a big reason I actually took the test, or why I actually got my real estate license. I feel like I glazed over that. But so I scheduled my PSI exam. I got the first one that was available, which I think was like the next month, and let me tell you, I studied every single day. So a big question that people have and had in the past and left, and I'm just gonna answer it now. How did I pass, or how did I study rather? Quizlet. Quizlet, and this isn't groundbreaking news. Everyone fucking knows what Quizlet is, but Quizlet saved my life. I have over 1,000 flashcards on that Quizlet, and what I did was I made a flashcard for every single quiz question from each section. Like I said, you had to take a quiz after each like unit. I think it was like 3 chapters. You had to take a quiz, which didn't affect your grade for the class. It was just you had to take it just for practice. So I made a flashcard for each of those. I made a flashcard for each vocabulary question in the end of the book. And there was quiz questions at the end of each chapter, about 10, multiple choice. Flashcard for each of those. And then I went through my notes for every single chapter and anything that I highlighted or anything that I struggled with. So like the finance questions, I made so many flashcards, so many unnecessary flashcards. And I studied a lot. I take all the practice quizzes. There's a bunch of practice quizzes online. I personally did not pay for any of them. There are a lot of actual past PSI exams that you can take to quiz yourself, but I didn't pay for any of them. There's a book you can get. I didn't get the book. I just studied my ass off with my flashcards. Over 1,000 of them. So, I went to take the exam. Secaucus. So, one of the most nerve-wracking days of my life. and they're supposed to tell you your grade at the end right away. I walk out, talking all nonchalant. They print out your grade, and she's passing my paper. She grabs it out of the printer, she puts it down, she goes, all right, so since you passed, you're gonna do this. I was like, hold on. Rewind. I was like, I passed? Straight up. I was like a fucking kid in a candy store. I have never been so proud of myself for anything in my life. And I went home that day and I had to find a brokerage. Now, like I said, I had the connection at Weicker. I was gonna do the office admin job. I won't get into why I didn't go there, but I will say, and they tell you this in your school too, interview your brokerage. So you need to go in there and make sure it's somewhere where you're gonna be happy. Now, if you're one of my friends watching this from my personal Instagram and you're like, you know what, I do wanna get into real estate, but I'm too nervous to tell her, I'm telling you, Signature Realty is the place for you to be. I just need to say, interview your brokerage, make sure you're gonna fit there. Don't just do it because it's the first one you went to, or just because you have a connection, or just because you heard something good about it, or someone you know is making a lot of money there, or just because they're a big name. It's not gonna matter. My company is a boutique brokerage, and when I tell you that every single person I've met, first of all, has a millionaire mindset. Every single one I've met is like millionaire mindset. It doesn't matter if they're making $2 an hour. It doesn't matter. They have the mindset that they are the top producing agent. So that's what you want to surround yourself with, is people who you know are going to inspire you, motivate you, and help you. So, and why I went with Signature Realty. So I'm going to go a little bit into this and how I found out about them. So obviously I followed Michelle Pice forever. Who hasn't, right? I saw they posted on Instagram, Michelle's group, I think. Or maybe just Signature. No, I think Michelle's group, because I think I only followed her. Posted new Summit office opening soon, looking for new agents, and I was like, huh. So I interviewed a call, was like, all right, you're set up, we'll set up a call for this day, this time. I was like, no way. So nervous. I felt like I was like, that was it. Like it just felt right. It felt like it was it and my life was starting for me. I was so nervous. I got on the call with him. It was like it just felt right. Like it was easy. So I was like right in the time frame where they are starting to grow Signature Realty, and now it's just growing every day, and it's so amazing to see so many people who want the same thing. And now they bring on people in the onboarding sessions, get to join our trainings, which is amazing. The longest waiting period was when I was actually getting licensed through the state. So that's the next step, obviously, is getting licensed through the state. Took a while, but finally I got it, and now a real estate agent. So I feel like that's where we're at now, right? Like I got it, joined Signature. So I think that's everything about how I got from my pest control office admin job to where I am today. Got my license in September, and now here we are doing some real estate stuff. And it's a lot of fun, and I really am enjoying it. Now I'm gonna go into the questions, because all the rest of the things I wanna talk about in this video are related to some of the questions, and I'm gonna go into them like that. So the first question I got, which I thought was funny, because someone like basically called me out. So I put up this picture with like a bunch of things on it on my personal Instagram and just said, ask me questions. I'm gonna be filming my real estate journey. I'll be talking about things like the test, how I studied, and how I balanced school, work, and real estate. And someone asked me, isn't real estate your work? Which I just think is funny. So yeah, technically it is, but I do a lot of things. I'm a busy bee. What I typically do in a day or in a week, and what my life consists of. I'm gonna list them. I'm a full-time student. When I started real estate, I was still a part-time student because I was like missing like 2 credits to be full-time, but I'm a full-time student. My major at FIT is visual presentation and exhibition design, so I want to be a set designer for a production company. I want to be a production designer. So basically, when you watch that new really cool show like Queen's Gambit, and you see that really cool set, and you're like, wow, this is so beautiful. Yeah, I want to do that. That is like dream for me. Like I would love to work for a small production company. So that's probably more career for me at this point. Again, we're in a transition period. I don't really know. Real estate could take off for me, and I could love working for myself. But right now, I love the structure that school gives me. And I need creativity in my life. It sounds so cheesy, but I need to be creative or I get in such a funk. Maximum recording has been reached. This is gonna be hard to edit. So that's just kind of why I'm still in school and where I'm at with school and what I want to do with school, because I feel like people might be like, why? A lot of people told me to just not go back to school, and I was like, no, I want to finish school. I love school and I love that creativity that it gives me. So school, full-time student. I also am a substitute at my local high school, which some of you know, but obviously some of you don't. That's probably my part-time job right now. So that's really how I'm paying my bills, basically. So substituting is like my bills. I do real estate. I basically do it part-time, but with the hours I put into it, you would probably consider it full-time. Like, I stay up all night doing shit for real estate, and I go to the office every single chance I get. I go to the office every Thursday and Friday and spend like 6 hours there, and I'll do like everything for clients, contracts, all that while I'm at the office, just because it's better to block it off while I'm there. So that's why I spend so much time there on Thursdays and Fridays, and then Saturdays and Sundays are about like showings, meeting with clients. I do a lot of freelance real estate work. So basically, considering I'm in a transition period, I run errands for top producing agents. So I'll go to their showings and stuff. If they can't make it to a showing, I run out for them, and they Venmo me for my time. So I have a lot of Venmo money right now from those kinds of things, which is more my spending money, I would say. I also do freelance design work as of late, apparently, because I'm getting a lot of income from that right now. So I do postcards for people at my company. We're really big into listing books right now. A lot of our agents are making listing books, and they need help just customizing it, because honestly, it's easy for me since I have the resources and obviously I know how to do it. So I charge $20 an hour to just redesign or customize their book, which usually takes about an hour to 2 hours. So it doesn't wind up being that much. It winds up being worth it for a lot of agents. So I do a lot of that freelance design work, as well as other things such as like family portraits I draw on my iPad, like those little fun portraits like these. I'll do those. I also run my YouTube channel, which is, I'm not getting paid for that, but that is like full-time job for real. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into that. And then, of course, my Instagram account, social media, and all that fun stuff, which I don't consider a job. But so after all that, that is everything I do. So I don't just consider real estate what I do. When people ask, I usually tell them, oh, I'm a realtor and a student. That's like what I identify as right now. But obviously, I do a lot more than just real estate and school. Another question I got, which I love this question, because this is the first person out of all the people from my town who have had the to come out to me and say, how do I do this? I want to do it. And I know there's so many out there of you that are like, you know what, I've always wanted my real estate license, but just won't talk to me for some reason and won't ask me about it because you're probably like, I don't know, like, I don't want her to think something. I don't care. Ask me. So this person, and I won't name drop, said, where do you study and where can I sign up for said test? If you could share a link, that would be great. I'll link where I took my test, or my school down below. I think I still have the link. Help you study. I'll send you my flashcards. If you text me, that's what you get. If you text me about a real estate test, I'll send you my flashcards to help you study. I sent it to another kid who's like from a town over or two. He asked me for like help and asked me how to balance and everything. I'm like, I'll send you my flashcards, because he couldn't pass his exam. Guess what, guys? He had my flashcards. Next time he took the test, he passed. I'm just saying, I know what I'm doing here, all right? I know how to study. It's the one thing I'm actually good at. So I will post the link of the class down below. Obviously, I said all the steps of how I got here and how I got my license in the beginning. Then I posted on my real estate account. I got a few more questions there, so I'm gonna hit those real quick. Best and worst part about real estate. The best part is helping people, honestly, and like when you get a good client. Like I was working with Mike Gomes' clients. He's the COO of our company, and I help him a lot with like working with clients and stuff. My listing right now is with him. I'm a co-agent. And he had this amazing couple, and I showed them like 5 properties, and they wound up going with a different property that he showed them, or maybe they saw with someone else. I don't even know. but I loved them so much. I was literally like, anytime they needed to see the house, if it was for like a speck of dust, they're like, oh, there was a speck of dust on the kitchen floor. Can we go see it? I'm like, I'm there. Helping them and like being there for them and being that point of reference for them that they could text. I texted them the other day is such an amazing feeling for some reason. The worst part is you get a lot of people who do not understand the real estate process, and obviously that's why they hire a realtor and it's our job to help them. But some of them can be very, how do you say it? They get a little rude and nasty, and you have to like be pushy with them in a way and like make sure they understand the process. But I'm not a very pushy person. I'm actually quite a pushover, which isn't good for this business at all. You need to be able to like hold your own. It's hard when you have to deal with those clients that are like they think they know and they just don't, and you have to really explain that to them. Of course, once you explain it to them, it gets better, but that is probably the hardest part. I wouldn't even say the worst part. That's the hardest part of real estate for me. So the next question was from AB Marketing Group. Love them over there. They're very sweet little group of guys that has this marketing company. Go follow them, AB Marketing Group. They asked, which I'm very thankful that they asked these questions for me, who has been a mentor to you? So this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit before, and I was going to save it to now. Very early on, I wound up doing some showings. Mike Gomes, the COO of our company, and truthfully, I don't know why, but he reached out to me and asked me to do showings for him, and of course, I was like, duh, I'm going to do showings for you. Like, first of all, I'll do showings for anybody that asks, but like, yeah. So I did some showings for him. I sent him my notes over of like what they said and everything. I wound up doing another showing for him, and he called me that day. This is gonna get cheesy, and it's weird that he's gonna watch this, but just know, Mike, it meant a lot to me that day. We won't talk about it. And he called me. I was like sitting in his $1 million house doing a showing for someone. Such a fever dream that I was sitting in this $1 million house about to do a showing for a client. Not my client, of course, but you know, like still for someone. And then since then, I've done a lot of showings for him, and like I said, I worked closely with those clients that he had. So he has been godsend for me. But I want to talk about one person in particular. But Mike Gomes had posted on Facebook who's looking for an accountability partner. Now I was like all gung ho, like me. By the next morning, he's like, all right, great, I'll text you right now. What's your number? Whatever. I texted him. He's like, I'll connect you with them. And he put me in a group chat with someone named Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Melissa Gonzalez. He put me in a group chat with her. I texted her on the side. And we didn't wind up being like an accountability partner, I guess because like I didn't know anything. She wound up just being a mentor for me, which I'm more thankful than either of them will ever know to have met Melissa Gonzalez. So Melissa Gonzalez has been a huge, huge impact on my real estate career. So I joined real estate for me, but I stayed for Melissa, literally, and Mike, of course. And she has definitely been a mentor to me. And the last question, which I'm just going to finish up with, is what's your experience been like so far? The best ever, of course. Like I said, meeting the right people. I have met so many amazing people who are in the same position that I am, and they're doing amazing things. Knowing that I have those people that are gonna constantly push me and motivate me and inspire me to do big things in my life is just such a great experience. So I think I can finally end this video. I'm about to go snowboarding and I'm very late. I've literally been filming for an hour. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you're from my real estate account, I'm gonna pretend you didn't watch this. If you guys have any questions, hopefully I eased your mind a little bit about reaching out to me about these questions. Reach out to me, DM me on Instagram. I'm sure more than half of you have my number. Text me. I'd be more than willing to help you. There is room for all of us to do big things together. As I've been telling Ryan day in, day out, millionaire mindset. I literally say to him, manifest it every day, millionaire mindset. Millionaire mindset. We're a bunch of entrepreneurs in this life. Even if you have a full-time job, we're all entrepreneurs. We're all in charge of our own lives. We're all in charge of making it happen for ourselves. And that's all I'm trying to do, is make it happen for myself. No matter how I have to do it, I'm gonna do it. And I will say my biggest tip is surround yourself with people who are gonna tell you you can do it. I promise you that is what's gonna change your life. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, any questions, you know where to find me. You could also leave them in a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here and you want to follow my journey. It's not all about real estate on this channel. It's a lot about my personal life, but if you guys are interested in a little bit of that, I do a lot of thrifting. It's a lot of fun on this channel. Oh, I totally forgot. That's another thing I do. Pull the list back up. I sell clothes on Depop. Yeah, I sell clothes on Depop. I thrift. I sell them. They will be in a link down below my Depop. Go shop my Depop. I have a lot of fun things. I have a lot of things that I have to list still. As you can see, I have a lot of other things to do. So, I do sell though, and I have a bunch of things listed right now. So if you guys are interested in some cool vintage clothing, go check it out on my Depop. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go now because I'm filming for an hour, like I said, and I'm a little sweaty in this vintage Gap hoodie. So, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below and leave a comment about whatever you would like, and make sure to follow me on all my social medias and we can chat about whatever the heck you want. I'm down to chat if you are. And with all that being said, I'll see you when I see you. Bye guys. The idea that my real estate friends are gonna be like, what the hell is I'll see you when I see you? It's my outro here on YouTube. It's what I say to my friends, my YouTube friends. But hey, now you're my YouTube friend too since you watched this video, so I'll see you when I see you. Bye.